Hey guys, Jason over here at New Look Computer and Data on the corner of 21 and 27 in St. John's. If you're like me and you have some young ones at home who are starting to use a computer, the content and the website they may come across must concern you. In fact, I think this is one of the most common questions we get in the store is how can I keep my kids safe from explicit or adult content while you're online? There's a lot of software out there like NetNanny or Canine Parental Control. The list goes on and on. Those types of solutions have two problems. Number one, they're not free. And number two, we have seen tons of devices come in with issues because those programs often cause compatibility issues. The best advice I can give you is to use a service called OpenDNS. And that's what this video is for. We're going to take you step by step through the very simple procedure of setting up OpenDNS on your computer. And this service is absolutely free and it can be set up on either one computer or your entire home network. In this video, I'm going to show you how it works on a personal computer and then take you through the setup procedure. And it is very simple. It's a great way to give your kids a dedicated device that you can feel comfortable with them accessing. Again, best of all, this is a free service. Now, if you also want to be able to block the content on other devices in your house like tablets, iPods, iPads, phones, etc., we also have guides on our website at newlookdata.com, or you can follow our feed on YouTube. And keep in mind, we do make house calls, so if you'd like us to come out and set it up for you, we can definitely do that as well. So let's head over to the computer screen.
Okay guys, we'll get started on showing you how to set up OpenDNS on a personal computer. I will mention that we also have setup guides right on our website for this. So if you go to newlookdata.com and you click on the Help Videos and Links button here, you will notice that we've got some videos and some free sites to visit for software, but under OpenDNS setup guides, we have how to set up on your computer, Android, Kindle, iPad, iPhone, etc. That's one thing that's great about OpenDNS is it pretty much can be installed or used on any device that connects to the internet. And like I mentioned, it is a 100% free service, and it does a really great job at blocking adult content or explicit things that you want to, obviously keep your family members away from seeing. So to get started, we'll go to www.opendns.com. You'll see Business MSP here, and we are going to be using this one right here that says Personal, so we're going to click on that. And a couple different options here. The OpenDNS Family Shield, this is the easiest, quick, and simple one to set up. A little bit later on in the video, we will talk about this where you can do some advanced setup. So to get started, let's go ahead and click right here on the OpenDNS Family Shield. Now note that there are some numbers here on the screen. These numbers are right here. These are the settings you're going to be punching into their computer, so you want to take note of these two lines of numbers. And the way we set this up is we open our control panel, and control panel pretty much looks the same, Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows 10. A lot of you will start off with a category view like this. And if you come over to category view and switch it to small or large icons, you can bring up this menu, and what we want to visit is the Network and Sharing Center right here. Once we are in the Network and Sharing Center, we're going to find something over to the left that says Change Adapter Settings. Now listed here will be your internet connections. You'll see local area network, or you'll see like I have here where it says Ethernet. You may also see a connection that says wireless. If you're using a laptop, you're going to be using the wireless one, and obviously if you're using a desktop like I am here, you'll see local area network or Ethernet. Once you determine which one that is, you're going to go ahead and right click on this, and you're going to click on where it says Properties. Now you'll have a bunch of services listed here. We're going to scroll to the bottom until we find something that says Internet Protocol version 4. You're going to click on that so it's highlighted, and we're going to click the Properties button once more. Now here you're going to notice IP address and DNS server. The only one we are going to be changing right now are these DNS server settings right here. We're not going to have to adjust anything in the IP address distribution. So to get started, all you have to do is click right here and where it says use the following DNS server addresses. This is where you're going to punch in those numbers that we've seen on the OpenDNS website. So if I come back here, we go ahead and copy this number here. Come on back to where those numbers were at. In the first row, we're going to punch those in. We're going to come back to the second line of numbers. copy and paste those in. And there you will see those numbers punched in the first and second line. Verify that those are correct, and then we're going to click on the OK button. Once that's done, we'll click close, and then we will close the control panel down. That is literally it. You now are using OpenDNS servers. I should note that once you put those settings in, sometimes it will take 2 to 3 minutes for that to take effect. But what's really cool about that, I'm going to disable my antivirus here for a second. And what's really cool about that is if once you'll notice how it works by literally typing in an explicit website. We hit freeporn.com, boom, it's going to pull up something that looks like this saying this domain is blocked due to content filtering. It's really going to do this on pretty much anything that OpenDNS views as bad content. So this is actually useful for a couple of different reasons. Number one, obviously, if you want to keep the kids away from accidentally doing a Google search and having some real bad things pop up at the screen like we all know can happen, this works great. It also works really well for keeping them away from any illegal activity sites, child trafficking, etc. And the other thing it's actually really helpful for is even for adults, those of us who know what we're doing, it actually helps a lot with staying away from viruses and malware, because OpenDNS also keeps a lot of tabs on highly infected sites or highly trafficked sites that do usually contain a lot of malicious material. So it's actually kind of cool for us in that scope too, where it can filter out some of those unwanted things. Now I should note, if you ever want to turn this off, like maybe it's blocking a website that you actually want to visit, again, all we have to do is come back here and change the adapter settings, click on properties, and where we've seen those numbers, all we have to do is come right back here to obtain DNS server automatically and hit OK. And it's going to take you back to those original settings where OpenDNS is not filtering that stuff out. And the next thing we're going to do here, I'm going to show you how to do some advanced settings. Okay, so now that you have your OpenDNS settings on your computer, we can take this a step further if you'd like a little bit more control. So I'll show you what I mean. If we come back to the OpenDNS website, we can come back here to where it says MSP and Partners and Personal. Again, we're going to click in the Personal section, and we're going to go ahead and sign up for the OpenDNS home. Here it's going to ask you your name, it's going to ask you to set up your email address, password, etc. And you're going to go ahead and create that free account. Again, this is an absolutely free service. So once you've created your account, you're going to go ahead and click on the sign in, and we're going to log into the account that you've created. So once we're in the account for the first time, the first thing we're going to do is come up here to the tabs up at the top and click on Settings. You're going to notice that there is an IP address listed here. It says you don't have any networks yet. So what it's doing is it's actually looking at your current IP address of your network and listing it here. And this is the one that we want to add to their service. So we're going to just click this button here that says Add this network. It's going to ask you to name it, so we can call this home, work, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so it's successfully added. Now it's going to say Settings for up here, and we are going to select that IP address. And this is what we're talking about. This is where you can choose your filtering level and be a little bit more specific. So the low to moderate is kind of the standard OpenDNS settings. That's going to block pornography, nude sites, that sort of thing. The moderate's also going to pick on some illegal activity sites. For instance, any drug-related or paraphernalia type sites. Now you'll notice the high one. This is actually a step further. This is for those of you who would actually like to block social networking sites. So this will block Facebook, it'll block Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Basically, you'll notice where they listed as general time wasters. A lot of businesses will click on this one so they can keep their employees a little bit more productive. So these are our options. I would say most of you will probably click on the moderate one if you want to do a custom setting. But the other thing that's really cool is we can also block individual domains. So for instance, if I wanted to block Facebook, so nobody on this computer could ever get on there, I could type in Facebook and it would actually add Facebook to my domains that are blocked. So for instance, if you had kids or anybody else in the house that you want to block a particular website, this is really useful. Makes it good for grounding time. You know, you want the kids to be able to still do their homework, but you don't want to let them get on social media sites. This is kind of a cool parenting tool, you know, for something like that. So that's pretty much it. Once you click your settings and you actually hit apply, it's going to apply it. It usually takes an average of 5 to 10 minutes for this to actually start filtering things out. But again, it does a really nice job of keeping your kids safe and keeping your family away from some of that stuff. So this video kind of wraps up the easy way to set up one computer with OpenDNS. We are also going to do another video for those of you who are a little bit more tech savvy, because we can actually use these same settings and set up these DNS settings on your router on your home network. So it'll not only do this on your home computer, but you can make it so it literally blocks all these websites on all your devices. So you can make it so your tablets, cell phones, iPads, whatever's connected to your network, smart TVs, you can make it so nothing can access those types of sites. So hope this was helpful. Again, there's always more videos, more help and how-to on our website at newlookdata.com, and there's also a link there to our YouTube channel. So again, if you found this useful, go ahead and look at that router one as well. If you feel like this went pretty slick, then you should be able to move on to that one as well.